Hi creative friends, my name is Ashley the Thrifty Chica. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for spending some time with me here today. We're going to be creating some custom Bohemian decor. This is such an easy and fun DIY to customize basically any type of project that you want that's inexpensive. So this is great if you just want to spice up something a little bit. And this is something that's a great gift. It's great to personalize for your home decor, or you can use it to sell. So really fun stuff. Let's go ahead and get started, and if you haven't yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. Here are the tools and supplies you'll need for this project. I picked up this reed diffuser at Target, and they have a whole bunch of different kinds, but I picked up the neroli one. And I wanted to make one that was kind of custom looking. I really love this ceramic look, but it felt a little plain. And the plain ones are a little less expensive, so this is a great way to take something inexpensive and customize it. We'll be using Cricut vinyl. This is in the color olive, and this is a removable vinyl. Cricut transfer tape, a pair of scissors, and a weeding tool. We'll also be using a scraper tool and a cloth as well. So the first step is measuring our diffuser and taking a look at it. It's right around the 3-inch mark at the bottom. But as you can see, it's fluted, so it kind of goes up at an angle here. And for height, this goes up to, I would say probably close to 3.5 inches in height, but we don't want our project to go all the way up to the top here. It's gonna get less space to work with the higher we go. So we need to keep in mind that we can create a design that wraps around if we want to take advantage of more of the space. But if we're going to make a design that we want the bulk of the design to be towards the bottom and wrapping around this way, if we're going to do that. So I wanted to go with kind of a botanical theme because I think it looks really lovely and it's super trendy right now, everything botanical. So keeping that in mind, I'm having the measurements on this at the max of 3 inches, right around there. And for the width on this one, it's going to be about 1.8. If you want to do the same project, I will have it linked in the description box. That way you can check it out and create one along with me. I think it would be really fun. So we're going to take our roll of vinyl here and we're going to apply it to the mat. I'm just going to go ahead and cut this down. I'm going to cut my vinyl down to about the size that I'm looking for. I only want to make this approximately 4 inches tall, so I have a little bit of extra to work with. So I'm going to load this on my mat and I'm just going to lay that down here, pressing one side down, and then I'm just going to roll it over and press the rest of the way. Oh, we don't have a ton of air bubbles on here. We're using the standard fine point blade for this. Now we're ready to unload our project. We're going to flip our mat over and we're going to unroll it from our project. We're going to cut away the excess that we aren't using for this, and we can save this for another project. This is such a nice, easy little project to create. So we're going to weed this. This is where you're going to break out your weeding tool, and you can start in the corner here. I'm just going to slowly peel back on this. This does have a lot more detail because of the leaves being ferns, so make sure you're working slowly on it. And if it gets overwhelming, you can always cut away the excess as we're working. We're going to be applying these in sections, so I'm going to cut them apart. I have some leftover transfer tape, so I'm going to use that for this project. and that way I get the most use out of my transfer tape. So I'm going to apply this downwards and then just roll this over and then cut away the transfer tape so that I can save this for another project. This is where we're going to break out our scraper tool. So we're just going to work starting from the center and work outwards to make sure that our decal is adhered to the transfer tape, and also to make sure that we push out any bubbles that get underneath the surface here. When your design is ready, flip it over and we're going to continue adhering it on the back. Now we're ready to peel away the backing, so we're just going to slowly peel it away. If it's sticking, like right there, it's stuck a little bit, we can go ahead and push this back down and work on this a little bit more. I think it might actually be easier to go the other direction. Going against the leaves seems to be pulling it, so let's go the other direction. And there we go. Let's go ahead and get our vase ready, or our diffuser. Since this is a curved object, we want to make sure that this can bend around the curved object. So I'm going to go ahead and cut into the transfer tape to give this space to move around. Since this is 3 kind of separate pieces attached at the base, we want to make sure that they can move around and really actually form to the object themselves. So we're going to hold this in our hands here. Make sure this is clean, and then we're going to decide where we want to place it. I want to place this towards the bottom, so I'm just going to place this here. And this section already started to try to fall downwards, so I'm just going to go ahead with that and allow that to work. I'm pressing that down, and then I can follow along with this one and do the same. So just follow the curves of the item. Now we're going to break out our cloth and we're going to ball this up and use this to help apply it. This is great whenever you're working on a non-standard surface. If it's not a flat surface, something that's curved or has texture, it's great to use a cloth for it instead. Now we're ready to remove it. We're just going to slowly peel this away, and this will come apart because we did cut little slits in it. So there's one side completed. I want to make sure that I have designs going around this, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to place the other larger one over here so it takes up some space, and then we'll place in the middle the smaller sections that we created, so these 2 smaller ones will kind of fill in the gap. So I'm going to take some of my transfer tape again, the part that I am reusing, and just place this down and cut this to go. I'm going to repeat the same process for this as I did with the rest. So we have that side, and now I'm going to go ahead and flip this over to this side. after looking at the space that's left behind, I decided to make an extra set. So I had one set and then I cut out an extra set. I went ahead and adjusted the pattern. So if you're following along, you'll be able to use the exact same pattern and it'll be ready to go for you too. So I'm going to use some more of the leftover transfer tape that I have, and we'll get these set up so that they're ready to cut. We're going to take this and just kind of rotate it around to fill in the space. I hope you enjoyed this really fun and easy DIY. If you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future content. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for hanging out with me and spending time crafting today. I hope you have a wonderful day.